Blow the shofar in Zion and sound the trumpet on my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Jehovah has come and it's near, a day of darkness and thick darkness, a day of cloud and mist, spreading over the mountains like the dawn, a numerous and mighty people. Its like has not been from eternity, and after it there will be never again be, until the years of generation after generation. Before it a fire consumes, and after it a flame scorches. Before it the land was like the Garden of Eden, but after it a desolate desert. There is no remnant from it. Like the appearance of horses it is appearance, and like horsemen so do they run. With the noise, like chariots, they leap upon the mountain tops, like the sound of a flaming fire consuming straw, like a mighty people arrayed for battle. Peoples tremble before it. All faces become blackened. They run like mighty men. They scale the wall like men of war. Everyone goes in his set way, and they do not corrupt their paths. A man does not press his fellow. Each one walks his course. They fall upon the sword, but are not wounded. They stride in the city. They run on the wall, but ascend into the houses. They come through the windows like a thief. Before it the land trembles, the heavens quake, the sun and moon become blackened, and the stars withdraw their shine. Jehovah has emitted his voice before the advent of his army. For his camp is very numerous, for those who carry out his word are mighty. This is an army built for a day of judgment on the house of Israel before the 7 years the rest of the world face. For his camp is very numerous, for those who carry out his word are mighty. For the day of Jehovah is great and very awesome. Who will be able to bear it? Even now the word of Jehovah, return to me with all your heart, with fasting, with weeping, and with lamentation. Rent your hearts and not your garments, and return to Jehovah your God. For he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and relents of evil. Whoever knows, let him repent and regret, and it will leave a blessing behind it. For meal offering and libation to Jehovah your God. Blow the shofar and Zion, decree a fast, call an assembly, gather the people, summon the congregation, assembly the elders, gather the young children and sucklings. Let the bridegroom go forth from his chamber, and the bride from her canopy. Between the hall and the altar let the Kohanim, the ministers of Jehovah, weep, and let them say, have pity, Jehovah, upon your people. Let not your heritage be an object of scorn, for nations to dominate them. Why should they say among the peoples, where is your God? Then Jehovah will take up the cause of his land and take pity upon his people. Jehovah will reply and say to his people, behold, I am sending you the grain and the wine and the oil, and you will be sated from it. And I will no longer make you a disgrace among the nations. I will distance the northern one from you, and I will banish it to an arid and desolate land, its face to the eastern sea, and its rear to the western sea. Its foul odor will ascend, and its stench will go out for it has done great evil. Fear not, O land, exult and be glad, for Jehovah has done a great kindness. Fear not, animals of the field, for the dwellings of the wilderness have become covered with grass. For the tree has borne its fruit, the fig tree and the vine have given forth their wealth. Children of Zion, exult and be glad with Jehovah your God, for he has given you a teacher for righteousness, and he has brought down the rain for you, the early rain and the late rain, in the first month. The granaries will be filled with grain, and the vats will overflow with wine and oil. I will repay you the years that the abundant locust, the chewing locust, and the demolishing locust, and the cutting locust, my great army that I send among you, consumed. And you will eat, eating and being satisfied, and you will praise the name of Jehovah your God, who has acted wondrously with you. And my people will not be ashamed evermore. Then you will know that in the midst of Israel am I, and that I am Jehovah your God. There is now none other, and my people will not be ashamed evermore. And it will happen after this that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and daughters will prophesy, and your elders will dream prophetic dreams, and your young men will see visions. Even upon the slaves and upon the maidservants in those days I will pour out my spirit. I will set wonders in the heavens and on the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun will turn to darkness and the moon to blood red, before the coming and great and awesome day of Jehovah. And it will be that anyone who calls in the name of Jehovah will escape. For on the mountain of Zion and in Jerusalem there will be refuge, as Jehovah said, and among the survivors, whom Jehovah summons.
This day is coming. It happens after the wake-up. The wise are gathered. They are made one. And in that time of protection, they will build the temple. They will multiply, and their children will be sealed when they are all taken up to the throne room with the 2 witnesses at the 3.5 years. Those children, 144 of their children, will be sealed, who are virgins and have never lied, will stay as final witnesses during the final 3.5 before the return of Yeshua, our great King, the King of Kings. For only Jehovah delivers us, and he will gather his sheep. Learn what Yeshua, Jesus, has defied and said the difference between the wise and the foolish. Remember, because the consequences of the foolish ones will be upon their head, and the beast will go after them, and many will face the choice, losing their life or taking a mark of temporary relief and comfort, and be forever damned in a lake of fire, that there is no escape for them. Do not take the temporary